Real Madrid, a club, a brand, a global community, the pinnacle of world football, one that is synonymous with superstardom and success. The club's reach goes far beyond Madrid or Spain, and it's for this reason that they are able to attract the best, get the best, and continue being the best. The club has in recent years slightly shifted their transfer model, going for young and talented teenagers, putting them on mega contracts, a pattern that probably won't stop anytime soon if the recent acquisition of is anything to go by. But the question begs, has the strategy really worked for the Los Blancos? In this video, we look at some of the bright youngsters the Spanish giants have signed on huge contracts, where they are now and how they're faring on. Before his arrival in Madrid, the Frenchman had made a name for himself in France while featuring for Rennes. With Europe's big boys circling Real Madrid made their move, signing the highly coveted youngster in 2021. And at Madrid, he has had to contend with players like Toni Kroos, Luka Modric, and Valverde for a midfield spot. And of course, as you would expect, it was not easy to displace those guys, and he was forced to play in other positions, including a left back. But interestingly, he's always delivered top performances in all the roles he's been assigned so far. Some fans believe he could actually play as a goalkeeper, and of course, with the likes of Modric and Kroos seeing their best years behind them, he has had some more playing time, and it seems only a matter of time before he makes that midfield spot his own. Madrid's wing wizard was signed in 2018 from Flamengo, with many of Europe's top clubs eager to snap him up. He was, after all, one of the brightest talents from South America at the time. His first season at Madrid, though, was not as expected. He often came under sharp criticism for his wastefulness in front of goal. The fans always called for him to be dropped, but after settling in well, he's managed to turn things around and is currently one of the best wingers in world football. He has been instrumental in Real Madrid's success in recent years, scoring important goals, including that Champions League winner against Liverpool in 2022. He's definitely destined for the top. Vinicius has enjoyed success so far, and there is one player who would want to emulate him. Has impressed at times for the Los Blancos and seems to be living up to his potential. It's not been easy though. When he first arrived at the club, he struggled to get minutes under his belt, but bit by bit he managed to work his way into the frame and his potential was never in doubt. The confidence given to him has since helped him settle, and he's shown his quality from time to time, scoring some big goals for Madrid in the process, including one against Chelsea and two late strikes against Manchester City in the Champions League in 2022. We know you remember those goals, don't you? Now, he seems to have established himself as one of the key players in that Madrid team and could go on to become a Real Madrid great. Despite currently being a key player for Real Sociedad, many once hoped that he would go on to become a club legend wearing the Real Madrid shirt, as many of us know him as a former Real Madrid player. But here's a fun fact you perhaps didn't know. He was once a member of the Barcelona Academy before moving to Madrid. He was promising back then, and when Real Madrid signed him in 2019, they hoped he would go on to become one of their best players, but sadly that did not happen. He spent almost his entire time at the club on loan before finally deciding to permanently leave and join Sociedad in 2022, having not played a single game for Real Madrid. The positive side, though, at least for him, is that he has become one of the most important players for Sociedad, aged just 22. Hopefully Madrid don't regret selling him, only to go for him later. Another player who sought to find his purpose away from Real Madrid. The Arsenal captain might have become fans' favourite at the Emirates, but a few years ago he was one of Real Madrid's most prized youngsters. He arrived at the club from the Norwegian League at just 16 and represented the Real Madrid B team over the following 2 seasons. By the time he turned 18, he was already too good to be featuring for the reserve team, but just like Camavinga, he was not going to displace Modric, Kroos or Casemiro, who were all in their prime. So the club sought to send him out on loan to Heerenveen, and after that he went on a series of loans to other clubs including Vitesse and Real Sociedad. He was impressive wherever he played, and when he saw that he was not getting any chances in Madrid, he chose to join Arsenal. Another Frenchman in the Madrid dressing room. The midfielder arrived at the club a year after Camavinga, with his reputation just as good. He cost Madrid a whopping £85 million, but unlike Camavinga, he was a bit lucky as he was signed during the same transfer window that Casemiro was sold to Manchester United, meaning he had it slightly easy getting into the first team. Well, he's since proved his worth, and despite recent rumours of Madrid contemplating to cash in on him, he seems unlikely to leave Spain anytime soon. Guler is one of the most recent additions to Madrid's list of high-profile youngsters in recent years. The gifted attacking midfielder arrived at Santiago Bernabeu in July 2023 for an initial fee of about £15 million and looked like he could be heading straight into the first team. But sadly, his first few months with the club have been plagued by recurrent injuries. He's just 18 years though, meaning he still has a lot of time on his side and could get his Madrid career back on track and go on to become a club legend. Looking highly unlikely that he'll become a club legend. Why? Well, the 22-year-old arrived at Madrid from Flamengo in 2020, and since that time, he's yet to make a single competitive appearance for the club. Instead, he spent so much of his time away on loan at Borussia Dortmund and Girona. At the start of the current season, he was sent out on loan again, this time to Italian side Frosinone, this coming after it emerged that he had been refused a chance to train with the Real Madrid B team. Although Rodrygo and Vinicius Jr managed to break into the Real Madrid first team set up after signing from the Brazilian league, well, clearly not everyone can pull this off. Was signed from RC Lens in 2011 at the age of 18 and made several appearances for the Los Blancos, and by the second season, he had already broken into the first team at a young age of 19. He went on to play for Madrid club for 10 years, helping them win pretty much everything. During this time at Madrid, Varane also became one of the best defenders of his generation before moving to Manchester United in 2022. Was also signed by Madrid from Sao Paulo in January 2013 at the age of 21. Just like many of the youngsters, he was sent out on loan to give him more playing time before making the move permanent. He could not break into the first team and he was sent out on a loan to FC Porto. It was here that he showed his potential before returning to Madrid and broke into the first team set up the following campaign. And by the time he was leaving Madrid for Manchester in 2022, he'd already won everything that there is to win at club level. Among the many Madrid youngsters, whom do you think will go on to have a successful career? Let us know in the comments below.